backcourts, and this one, Stan, cream of the crop.
Well, a lot of people would say that this is a guard-oriented league. I think it's a league of all the positions, but tonight, certainly, whoever can win that guard battle will probably go home with the W.
Certainly the headliner tonight. So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Grady Dick out there with Emmanuel Quickley. And it's Ingram in at the 3 slot.
Yeah, excellent work in pick and roll. Now, Randall looking crafty at creating for himself there.
Here's Quickley. Boom! He jams it straight down.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
And so it's Minnesota with it, following the bucket by the Raptors. Ingram with the ball. Now guarded by McDaniels. Out of bounds. The Timberwolves will take it. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I briefly spoke with Chris Finch. We got to talking about Brandon Ingram, and I asked how Coach thought they might limit him tonight. Coach told me, well, there's nothing we can do about his size and his length, so we're hoping just to frustrate him and keep him off balance by getting up in his business and contesting shots. Hopefully that plan pans out for them, guys.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Quickly against Conley. And that one's good. Quickly.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Now here's Edwards. Last game out, he had 44. Outside Dick. The shot no good. Randall with some nice D. McDaniels passes to Randall. It's Edwards on the wing. Back to Daniels. Randall outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Reed. Hook it. And it's Randall with the assist.
Not easy inside there for Reed, but he made something happen.
For Toronto, they've gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. And coach, how about Naz Reid, the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year award winner?
Yeah, Brian, sort of unique. We often associate that award with shooting guards, but although he's a big, Reed is more than capable of putting up big numbers, including from long distance.
Ingram on the wing. McDaniels covering. Outside Dick. And here's Ingram outside. Drops in the 3.
Well, I can tell you as a coach, you've got a lot of confidence in Ingram taking that shot.
McDaniels passes to Edwards. McDaniels, a screen on Pirtle. Outside Conley. Randall outside. From downtown. That shot is off.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving him.
Back to Dick. Ingram up top over McDaniels. The shot by Ingram, no good.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Out left to the wing. And Stan, after they traded for Rudy Gobert, it took some time for the Wolves to gel.
It did, Brian. He's a unique player, and it's a process. But obviously a 14-win improvement last season. They have found their identity as a defensive juggernaut.
Well, Grant, the Raptors are in the middle of a rebuild and are looking to establish an identity here.
Yeah, they've got some solid young pieces, specifically Scotty Barnes. They just need more experience and some time in order to learn what it takes to win at this level.
The kick out to Edwards. Pass to Randall. Back to Edwards. It's stolen by Pirtle. Throws it up high. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
There's so much athleticism. Barnes explodes off the floor for the big jam.
Alexander Walker, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. All right, now that we have a second, let's take a look at which teams cashed in on the fast break last year. Number 1, the Raptors.
If this team had a chance to push it last season, they did. The best fast break team in the league.
Yep, that one's good.
Yeah, Conley is not an easy cover. He can be quick on his feet when he sees a lane to the basket.
Pass to Barnes. And here's Ingram from the arc. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And he's having an ugly quarter from the field. It seems really frustrated.
Randall outside. And there's the drive to the middle. Outside Conley. The kick out to Edwards. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. Dick with it. He's picked up by Edwards. They get it again. Goes up again. Count it. Good. Barnes has gotten his second bucket of the game. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Toronto.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And they've done a tremendous job just creating havoc defensively. Active hands have led to tons of turnovers that they've capitalized on.
Just a smart veteran play by Conley, making sure the ball gets to the guy with the best shot available.
And stolen by Edwards. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Ball's going up the court. Alexander Walker with the bucket. Alexander Walker's got 5 points.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Randall deciding where to go with it. Pass to Edwards. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist.
Well, I'd say any play with Edwards on the finishing end has a good chance of succeeding.
Quickly against Conley. And here's Barnes. Hurdle with a screen on Randall. Here's Barnes. Goes back up. And he takes it up and lays it in. He's got 9.
And this is how you finish inside. Barnes, he doesn't fear anyone close to the rim.
DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Edwards. The Raptors also with a sub. Barrett's checked in for Ingram. Conley against Quickly. Reed to screen on Barrett. Alexander Walker, the pass to Conley. Pass to Reed. On the wing, Alexander Walker. Just 5 to shoot. Now here's DiVincenzo. He's guarded closely. Good work defensively by Dick. Let's find out the news on Jaden McDaniels. What do you have, Allie?
Thank you, guys. I got a status report from the Timberwolves head athletic trainer. He said they're concerned this is a serious injury and it's going to keep him out of the rotation. It's just so unfortunate to experience injuries like this early in the season, just barely out of the gates and already an unexpected setback.
Okay, Allie, thank you. Boy, this injury definitely looks like it could be serious, guys.
Here's hoping it's not, but yeah, this team may have to get used to playing without him for a bit.
Yeah, you never want to speculate on injury, but that didn't look like something you were going to bounce back from quickly.
Now here's Quickly. It's Barrett on the wing, covered by Alexander Walker. Shot is good by Barrett.
And I love the confidence from Barrett. He enjoys finding room inside and capitalizing.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. EA step by step.
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you.
Well, you know, Conley was drafted all the way back in 2007, a time when we saw a lot more mid-range jumpers.
Here's Walter. Quickly finds Barrett. Off target from the wing. Randall outside. Out to DiVincenzo. Outside Conley. Launches it. Agbaji with a rebound.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Barrett a screen on Conley. Pass to Barrett. Tries it from the block. Barrett missing again.
Most nights this shot would have been his, but the defender gave him just enough trouble.
And a nice finish on the layup. And now a 4-point Timberwolves lead.
Yeah, a guy with Conley's consistency is trouble inside. Those high percentage looks are often effortless for him.
To the inside. Here's Walter. Back to Boucher. Shoots over Reed. And Boucher the bucket on the assist by Walter.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
DiVincenzo pass to Conley. And the foul called on R.J. Barrett. That's his first foul of the game. And Minnesota with some changes. Gobert's checked in for Reed. Minot comes in for Randall. And it's Edwards in for Conley. Here's Edwards. And he'll take a trip to the line for two. Clearly got fouled on that shot.
Well, look, Edwards doesn't back down from anyone. He embraces getting physical on the way out.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Miller's checked in. The Raptors also with a sub. Agbaji's checked in.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Ingram up top, covered by Alexander Walker. Now here's Ingram. He's closely guarded. From down in the low post, it goes. Ingram's got 5.
He really hooked the defender with that pump fake. It worked to perfection.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. It's Minnesota up by 2. And we'll be back in just a minute. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And a chance for a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
Man, they're just having their way, bullying the other team in the painted area, imposing their will down there whenever they want.
So on the floor for Toronto to kick off the second quarter, we've got R.J. Barrett. He's out there with Walter. Brandon Ingram out there with Chris Boucher. And it's Agbaji in at the 4. Outside, Ingles. Pass to Gobert. On the wing, Alexander Walker. Outside, Edwards. Can't hit that one. Some solid defense from Barrett. Raptors trail by 4. Here's Agbaji. Sweet little floater.
And a nice find by Barrett. He has a complete game.
Pass to Ingles. Out to DiVincenzo. Outside, Alexander Walker. And here is Ingles. Guarded by Barrett. Ingles, no good.
The defense does just enough to alter that shot.
Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, B.A. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Right side, Ingles. DiVincenzo, pass to Ingles. Walter pulls it in. The Raptors have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. To the paint. Wide open. Again, the Raptors good for 2 more.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
Inside. It's Edwards on the wing. Edwards so good inside.
Well, I love when guys like Edwards work inside. Don't settle for jumpers. Get a solid look close to the rim.
Edwards against Barrett. Now here's Ingram. Tight defense on him. Puts it up from 15. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Timberwolves shooting 52% from the floor so far. Here's Ingles. Pass to Gobert. Outside, Alexander Walker. Edwards with it. Alexander Walker, the pass to Edwards. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
Oh, strong move toward the rim. Just couldn't get it to fall.
Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one. Walters has got his first 2 points of the night.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
And here's Edwards outside. Walter pulls it in. The Raptors with a lead. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Ingram against Edwards. And that one's good. Ingram's got 7.
Well, we know Brandon has a smooth jumper, but man, he can really score down low.
And Minnesota with some changes. Reed's checked in for Ingles, and Conley subbed in for Alexander Walker. Conley on the attack. Missed inside.
Oh, you gotta finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Ingram against Edwards. Offensive rebound, out of bounds, as Toronto keeps possession. And a moment to check out the 2K leaderboard. Here were the best rebounders last season. Second is Rudy Gobert.
Simply put, he was terrific down low last year, owning the glass.
On defense, the Timberwolves. 4-point game. Edwards against Ingram.
Just hasn't found much consistency from the floor, but his teammates have picked up the slack.
Looking to get it going. Oh, Edwards just pulling his way inside.
Well, Edwards is such a strong player, skilled at absorbing contact and still finishing.
Here's Ingram. Rebound Minnesota. This game against Toronto is the first time they've met this year.
And somewhat surprisingly, the clubs split their 2 meetings last year.
Yeah, these non-conference matchups are a good measuring stick for a team. Taking on less familiar opponents can tell you a lot.
A nice dish by Gobert. With his height, he can see over the whole defense.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts. Chance at a 3-point opportunity here. One free throw coming up. Scotty Barnes checked in for Toronto. Quickly comes in for Dick. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And Stan, you got into coaching right after college. When did you know you wanted to be a coach?
Brian, that's easy. As soon as I figured out that I didn't have much of a future as a player, I knew I wanted to stay involved in the game. I wanted to coach.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
Here's Barnes. Oh, and Reed with a block.
Well, Reed really gets after it on defense. He's a big man that loves coming up with blocks.
Gobert passes to Reed. Misses a 3. The Raptors have gotten 6 of their 12 attempts to go since the end of the first. Stolen by Reed. Conley finds Reed. Here's Edwards. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Edwards has got 9 points in the quarter.
Well, nice turnaround for him here in the second quarter. Had a cold start, but never lost his confidence.
Quickly against Conley. Left side Barnes. Back to Quickly. 6 to shoot. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Quickly's got 6.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Reed passes to Gobert. Outside Conley. Pass to DiVincenzo. Now here's Edwards. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It's going to be on Brandon Ingram.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Julius Randle's checked in for Minnesota. McDaniels comes in for DiVincenzo. And Toronto also making a switch. Dick, he's checked in for Ingram.
I think this is a rare case of being overcommitted. He tried to go all out at the rim, and they stifled him.
Randle inside, guarded by Barrett. Randle can't hit. The Raptors have gotten 7 shots out of 14 attempts in the second quarter. That one drops for him. He's got 11.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, B.A. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper.
Well, it doesn't get any easier than this. They'll take these shots every time.
The drive by Randle, and it's Randle with the jam.
This is the energy Randle provides. When he's charging inside, he wants to hammer it down.
Toronto trailing. And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Boy, you got to like what we're seeing from Anthony Edwards.
Look, he's picking apart their defense. They need this timeout to figure out how to slow him down.
Dillingham's checked in for Anthony Edwards. Barnes against Randle. Now here's Barnes, tightly guarded. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Barnes has got 4 points this quarter.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
Outside McDaniels. Pass to Conley. Over quickly. Here's Dillingham. Barnes with the rebound. A 3, Barrett. Here's Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And B.A., he takes his rebounding so seriously.
This dude is such a grinder. His teammates appreciate the effort. Just goes all out on the glass.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Conley passes to McDaniels. Here's Randle. Barnes with the rebound. Barnes has got 4 rebounds now.
Gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss. Oh, man, he got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Emmanuel quickly is the lead guard for the Raptors, and he said, I'm still learning when to be ultra-aggressive and when to get my teammates involved. The balance of it all while playing defense at a high level. It's a lot, but I'm having fun learning all of it because this is what I wanted, to be challenged. Brian?
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thank you.
You're hitting the offensive glass with purpose. You gotta love the activity from Scotty Barnes.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
Pass to Barrett. 3-pointer. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. And now it's a 9-point Toronto lead.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
That one falls.
Smart idea from McDaniels, looking to convert inside.
Barrett against McDaniels. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. And this is his second and third free throws tonight. And the second free throw is good.
And he didn't go to the line once in the first half. But now he's figuring out how to draw contact and getting himself to the line.
McDaniels passes to Randle. Stolen by quickly. And so it's Scotty Barnes making things happen for Toronto. He had solid production this quarter with scoring and rebounding. More 2K action in just a moment.
Hello and welcome, basketball fans. The first half coming to an end with a deficit for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Losing the rebounding battle, it's easy to lose control of the game. Fortunately for them, they have another half to go.
Yeah, now they can lose by twice as much.
And now an opportunity to check out the old social media. And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll head back down to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the third quarter.
And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books, one half to go. Scotty Barnes with a strong contribution so far in this one.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
Timberwolves trail by 8. Conley and Ant are the 1 and the 2. Naz Reid out there with Julius Randle. And it's McDaniels in at the small forward. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
Look at the toughness from Conley. He's seen a lot in this league and won't go down easy.
Well, Coach, Minnesota turning back the clock last year. Most of their lineups had multiple bigs.
Yeah, and we saw how effective it was, especially on defense. Minnesota led the league in defensive rating by a wide margin, and that length was a key factor.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
And that one's good. Ingram.
Well, look, you have to stay connected to Ingram. He's such a good shooter.
Here's Randle. And it's Randle with the jam.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam. And so it's Barnes with it. He brings it up for Toronto. And stolen by Edwards. 90 seconds into the second half now, and the shot goes down. Edwards has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
And Mike Conley picks up the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game. Quickly against Conley. And here's Ingram outside. Reid with the rebound. Timberwolves trail by 5. Here's McDaniels. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Conley's got his 4th assist with that last one. The Raptors have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. And Mike Conley picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul so far. And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. A look now at the leaderboard to see which teams had the toughest defenses this past season. Number 1, Minnesota.
And their gritty mentality when it came to defense was really infectious. They were the best last year at holding opposing teams to low-scoring totals.
Outside Ingram. Down low. Here's Dick. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. It's on Anthony Edwards.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
He's perfect from the line this time. And Stan, they always say, for a player, confidence is such a big part of it. How can a coach instill that in a player?
Well, as your coach, I think your job is to create a system that the players believe in and they believe they can have success in. The rest of it has to come from inside of the players. They have to believe in themselves.
Barnes passes to Quickly. And again, Toronto no good.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Edwards. Oh, and Edwards bringing the heat.
They've been aggressive during this run, but they've also played under control.
Yeah, you know, I like how they're not relying on just one guy to get it done. They're sharing the ball and keeping the defense guessing.
It's stolen by Pirtle. Barnes feeling it out a bit. McDaniels against Pirtle. Pass to Dick. Outside Barnes. Pirtle with a screen on Randall. 5 on the clock. And again, Toronto no good. Here's Minnesota. They're on a 10-2 run here. For the lead, the kick out to Conley. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Toronto has gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. And that one's good. Ingram.
Well, fighting through it there. Ingram can get aggressive when he needs it inside.
A slam dunk by Reed.
Terrific energy at both ends to sustain this run.
Yeah, it's normally the defense that fuels a comeback, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
Outside Dick. Outside for Ingram. Let's go with a 3. He buries it from 3. Ingram's got 15.
Well, he's been more confident shooting it since the half. Let's see if that trend continues.
Alexander Walker, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Barrett's checked in for Toronto. Right side, Alexander Walker. It's Edwards on the wing. Guarded by Dick. Edwards, no problem with the contact.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your stars.
And Stan, while Edwards has pushed back, it hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his airness, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started. Well, he has owned this quarter, a major reason they're up right now.
Alexander Walker, the pass to Conley. Sends it home from three-point land. He's got 13.
Just a veteran play by Conley there, giving the D no time to react off the bench.
Outside Ingram, shoots over Randall. Randall pulls down the board. Randall's got his 4th rebound in this one. For the lead. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Barrett. Barrett's got 5 rebounds tonight. Quickly from outside. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
And they take the lead. And the Timberwolves lead by 1.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. Yeah, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Outside Dick. Back to Quickly. Left side Ingram. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Reed's got 4 rebounds now. Edwards, a pass to Randall. It's stolen by Ingram. Inside. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
Well, when Ingram gets it going like this, he's a very hard man to defend.
Reed passes to Edwards. Outside, Alexander Walker. Here's Randall. Back to Alexander Walker. It's rebounded by Barrett. The Raptors have gotten 6 of 14 shots to drop in this third quarter. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Toronto. On Monday, they'll be taking on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Then on Wednesday, they kick off a road trip to Charlotte, where they'll take on the Hornets.
And that game against Sacramento, it's going to be their 7th outing on the year. You feel the team will continue to round into form.
Rudy Gobert's checked in for the Timberwolves. DiVincenzo comes in for Anthony Edwards. Here's Quickly. Softly drops in the floater. Quickly's got 8.
Keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
Randall, the pass to DiVincenzo. Book it, and it's Randall with the assist. Randall's got his 4th assist in this one.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Quickly against Conley. To the paint. Here's Barrett. Lets it fly, and the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. Nickeil Alexander-Walker picks one up.
Hook, line, and sinker. Barrett got them right where he wanted them.
Stan, you've coached some great defensive anchors in your time. Who do you view as the best in the game today?
Well, Brian, you probably have to start with Rudy Gobert, but we've got guys like Brook Lopez, Jaren Jackson, Anthony Davis, and then we've got 2 young ones coming up that could be as good as we've seen in Wemby and Chet Holmgren.
A nice shot by DiVincenzo. And it's amazing. Neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time.
Yeah, these guys are leaving it all on the floor tonight.
And the three-pointer goes. 11 points in the game.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Alexander Walker, the pass to Randall. Good on the bucket.
Time and time again, they're creating good looks from close range.
And so Quickly will bring it up for Toronto. From outside, off the mark. Minnesota's gone 4 of 9 so far from the perimeter. Outside, DiVincenzo. Rebound, Toronto. 55 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Quickly finds Barrett. Back to Quickly. Shoots over DiVincenzo. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Gobert's got 5 rebounds in the game. Here's Dillingham. Banked it in off the glass. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
They are shooting the lights out and doing a good job of maintaining this lead.
From 9 feet out, he hits the back iron and sinks it. Quickly's got 13 now.
Wow, he doesn't make those kind of plays too often. Sweet move inside.
And Randall the bucket on the assist from Dillingham.
That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
Here's Barrett. He's got 10. Pass to Abaji. Quickly outside. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
Man, he made sure to get his money's worth on that foul.
The first free throw is good, and Minnesota making a change here. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Shannon. No good. Would have counted had it gone. Anthony Edwards has been on display for the Timberwolves. He put... All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Just a selfless decision from your 2-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
Yeah, that's great decision-making, and one that embodies a team-first mindset.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court for Toronto to start the 4th. They've got Walter. He's out there with R.J. Barrett. Chris Boucher out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Abaji in at the 4-man position. Edwards finds DiVincenzo. Offline with a 3.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Walter. Kicks it out to Barrett. The 3-ball. Minot pulls it in. The Timberwolves trail. And the call will be against Brandon Ingram. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Dillingham. Count that bucket.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Here's Walter. Outside Barrett. Shot clock at 6. And he jams it home with authority.
Big effort, big reward for Barrett. Just what a jam.
Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Pass to Minot. Poked loose. Here comes Toronto on the push. Here's Abaji. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
What you can't help but notice this half is how lights out they've been from the free throw line.
He hits the second from the line.
They're really shooting better from the free throw line since halftime. That's a big plus if you're holding a late lead.
Minot can't get it to go.
Look, you've got to convert those. Come on.
Ingram, the pass to Boucher. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Ingram.
Well, when a great scorer can also hurt you with the pass like Ingram did there, it makes them much tougher to defend.
Pass to Dillingham. Here's Minot. Here's Dillingham. Here's Edwards. Abaji with a rebound.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Walter from outside. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. Timberwolves trail by 5. Here's Edwards. Get up, Anthony Edwards!
Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
On the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, good looks by our terrific camera crew. Here's Walter. Outside Barrett. Boucher on the screen. Clock at 4. The 3. Shot is good by Barrett. Barrett's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, something changed for him at halftime. He's been more solid on the offensive end.
Outside Edwards. Pass to Minot. Here's Dillingham. Now here's Gobert. Up top Edwards. Over Ingram. Edwards, no good.
Yeah, loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
Here's Barrett. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Dillingham. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Oh, my. That's why we have those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. Boucher outside. Here's Abaji. From behind the arc. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Pass to Minot. To the left wing. The kick out to Edwards. Here's Gobert. Using the size. Gobert.
Outstanding job converting in close. Gobert understands how to execute around the rim.
DiVincenzo against Barrett. Here's Abaji. Pass to Walter. To the inside. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Among the best athletes in this league, Anthony Edwards taking flight.
Here's Walter. Outside Ingram. And from 16 feet away, he cans it. Ingram's got 14 points here in the second half.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
DiVincenzo with a steal. Pass to Gobert. That ties the game.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
So Toronto going with almost an entire new group here. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
Well, winning Defensive Player of the Year multiple times, Gobert has always been a stopper at the rim. But now he's extended that out to the perimeter as well.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He is not messing around. Calling them into the huddle. Reed's checked in for Gobert. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear what Darko Rajakovic said to the team. He lit into them over their transition defense. He said, quote, "Enough is enough. Get back on D. We have to slow them down. The discrepancy in fast break points is eating at him. We'll see how they respond."
Allie, thank you. For 3, Randall knocks down the long J.
And in the second half here, they're shooting a terrific percentage from 3.
Raptors trail by 4. Outside Ingram. Can they get it? Another shot. Ooh, tough break there. Shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Here's Edwards. Left side Reed. Randall against Barnes. Randall can't hit. Toronto's gone only 1 of 4 from the perimeter here in this fourth quarter. Barnes, no good. Minnesota leading by 4. Randall with the drive. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Randall's got 5 points now this quarter.
They're really working the paint now.
Up top, Dick. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Ingram can't get that one to fall.
He's lost his rhythm completely this quarter, but he's determined to stay after it.
Randall inside. Guarded by Dick. Randall can't hit. Raptors trail by 6. Right side Barnes. He's got it. His 9th make out of 15 tries.
Oh my, just what they needed. Barnes with a crucial burst of offensive energy.
Here's Edwards. And right on target. Edwards has got 16 in the second half. And here's Quickly. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. From deep. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Reed's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Randall. Drops in the layup for 2. And it's an 8-point Minnesota lead.
And every season, Randall seems to shoulder more of the offensive load. It's what allows him to dominate sometimes.
And here's Ingram outside. Sinks it from distance. Ingram's got 24 points.
Well, just huge points there from Ingram. His length is so often an advantage in those situations.
Edwards, a pass to Reed. Over to the wing. Pass to Edwards. Just 5 on the clock. 19-footer. And he can't bank that one in.
Probably not the shot they had in mind, but you can't fault him. He had a clean look.
Barnes, no good. The Timberwolves lead by 5. 1:05 left in the fourth quarter. McDaniels finds Conley. Now here's Edwards. Back to Daniels. Puts it up. Edwards can't hit.
Well, if you have the space, you have to take that shot. He missed it, but he's trying to keep the defense honest.
And now we've got an intentional foul. Edwards is doubled. Conley passes to Reed. Off the mark there with a three.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
And an intentional foul right there. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go. And he ends up making the second. And that increases the lead to 6. And Toronto calls time here. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Turning here to our analyst. What elements become the primary keys at this point?
They need to answer fast.
Yeah, and if they can get a decent look from 3, that's the shot to take. Not a lot of time to work with.
Pass to Barnes. Takes a 3. Gets rebounded by Minnesota.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
And the second of 2 is good. And that makes it a 7-point lead. Toronto calls timeout. 8 seconds left in the final quarter. Your thoughts, guys?
They just haven't put it all together tonight.
But they're not going down without a fight. They'll keep game planning and playing until the final whistle.
Barnes, it's good.
Well, nice execution off the inbounds. They caught the defense napping on the perimeter.
From deep three-point land. The shot that time not on target. And so it's Minnesota who scrapes by with a win. This one was in the balance right until the... All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Coach Stan...